Hello everyone, good morning. So today we are going to discuss two things. What is page object and what is page factory and where and what is the need of using this. So for it, so for that what I have done in the source main Java, I have created one package with the name page object. So here I will be writing my page object classes, and here as usual I will be writing my test cases. So test cases will come here and all the page object will come here, right? So let me first write one test case. So for example, let me write new class, and the class name is Amazon homepage. Suppose this is a class I have written, and let me also take this code which is fixed, and here I will create one main method. So this is our main method, and these are the code. And let me also open the URL. So let me take that Amazon URL. So this is the URL which is the home page. So I will write like this. Okay, so suppose now if I need to enter something into the text box, we used to write some locator. So suppose let me write XPath input @id equals to XPath. This is our XPath, and I will say driver dot find element by dot XPath. So this is we used to do like this earlier. And suppose I will say this one. So it will enter mobile in the text box. So what is the disadvantage if we do like this? Suppose you are using this locator at 100 places. You are using this locator at 100 places. So suppose this ID got changed to this one. So if this ID will change at some place, you will have to update at 100 places. So what we are going to do now, we will maintain all our XPath and all the locator in one common class. So that class we are calling it as a page object. So what I will do in this page object, I will be maintaining all my locator, right? And so that if any of the locator is changed, then we can simply change at one place, and the rest of the things we do not need to change. So for that I have created one package, and here I will write one class name. Suppose the class name is Amazon. So we are working on the home page. You can say repository, some name I am giving. So here I will, so related to the home page, this is our home page. This is the home page. So suppose I want to click on this one, or I want to click on this one. So for this home page, each and every locator I am going to maintain in one file. And suppose I am on the other page. Suppose I am on this page, which is customer service. So for this page, we will maintain separate class. So all the locator related to this page, we will maintain in the separate file. So this is basically the concept of page object. For each and every page, if I am having one more page, so suppose I want to perform operation on this one, sign up. So for this sign up button, we will maintain one separate class file, and we will put all the locator related to that. So for each and every page, we are going to maintain a separate class file. There we will maintain all our locator. So this is basically the concept. So here what I will do, suppose this is our XPath. So as of now we are only having one page. So let me copy this XPath. So this is the correct XPath. So basically this by is a class. So I will create one object, one variable of this class only. So what I will write, I will capture that in one variable which is by text box. So some name I am giving. So now this we have captured. So this by.xpath I have captured in this variable. So so also let me create one web driver, web driver. So this we used to create, import the package, and after this, so what we will do, once we suppose there can be many locators like this. One is for text box, other is for button, and once we will create public method so that we can call the method and it will give us the web element. So I will say public text box, or you can say search box, public search box. It should be search box. And what I will do, so we used to write like this, driver dot find element by dot xpath, and then we used to write dot any operation like send keys, right? So if you see this part, if I from here to here, I am already having this part inside this variable. So I will copy this and paste it here, right? And send keys I will not write here as of now, or you can write it if you want. And what I will do, I will going to return this. So this is basically our web element, right? Because if you see here, I can capture that in one variable which is like this. So import the package. So you can do like this. So basically I will return this web element. So I will say return statement. So once this web element will be returned, we need to change the return type. This is web element. So now let me remove this. So there can be many, like suppose there is one button, sign in button suppose. For that as well we can write by dot any locator you can choose. Let me choose XPath only. Some XPath I'm writing suppose. So for that box sign in button as well, we will create one method public sign in like this. And here I will return the same line. You just need to change the variable name. So this time it is this one. So for each and every element you can create like this. And what I will do now, from this class, this is my main class, I am writing my test case. I will not write like this, and instead of that I will say this name. First I need to create the object of the class, then only I can access. So this is the, I am creating the object. So import it because it is sent in some other package. And after that I will write page dot. So we need to enter some data in text box. So this is our method name, search box. So once I will call this method, it will return me web element. So I will capture that in one variable. Like this I will capture. So what I've done, once this will return me the web element, I am capturing that in one web element and I'm using the method which is send keys. So instead of this one, you can also do like this in one line. What I will do, instead of capturing that in one web element, I can directly write dot send keys. That way also you can do. So now let me try to first run it, whether it is working correct or not. So this website open. So as of now, it is giving one null pointer exception. So why it is giving is because when I am accessing this driver, it do not have any life. What I mean is, like, if I debug this program, let me debug the program and run it again in debug mode. So now when I'm calling this statement, this driver do not have any life. It is having none because the driver life is present in some other class, and that's why it is not able to find this element. So although this is the XPath, it will not be able to find because driver is null. So first for this class, I need to give this driver a life. So for that, what I will do, I will create one constructor of this class here only. So let me say driver. So let me say public. So I'm creating one constructor so that we can call it when we create the object, and it will pass the driver object to this class driver object, and I will say web driver driver2 driver equals to driver2, and from this class I will pass the driver object here. So basically we are calling a constructor, so this is it. That's why it is throwing error. So we will pass this driver object here. So once our code will run, we are creating the object, and so constructor will be called. So let me debug this program again. You will see that it will put one breakpoint to debug as Java application. So now this is the driver which is having the life. We are passing that driver object here, and once we passed, that driver object will fall here. You can see this is having some life, and this driver reference will pass to this one. So as of now it is null, which is this one, it is null. But once I execute it, this will get the same driver object which we are passing. So now if you try to identify this line number 23, it is saying this driver is having the life, find element search box with this XPath. So now it will be able to find, and it will enter the mobile. So let us see whether it is able to enter mobile. So it has entered mobile in the text box. So the advantage of doing this is, suppose I want to use this XPath Suppose what I'm doing, I am following the page object pattern, and by creating the object, I'm using these two at 100 places. So suppose in future this ID got changed, right? If in future if this ID got changed, so if I update it here, then it will reflect everywhere. So you do not need to change it 100 times or more than that. So just change it here. It will reflect in all the classes. So that's the reason it is important that you should not write all the XPath in the test case itself. So create one page object like this, and then you can try. So this is basically, we call it as the page object design pattern. So this part is clear to everyone? Okay, I hope it is clear. So moving on to the next one, which is page factory. So for the page factory, let me create one more class. So for that, let me name it as different class, page factory. So this is our new class. So in the page factory, what we will do, this will remain the same, this constructor part, but instead of giving like this, so basically it is just a shortened way to write. So what we will do, you can comment this. So the annotation which we use in page factory is @ find by, and here I will write, suppose I am working with XPath, so I will define that XPath. So this is our XPath which we have written. So this is our XPath, and on the below we will write web element search box. And again I will write, this time instead of doing like this, I will say simply return me the search box. So this I will write. So this I will write, and let me import the package where it is present. Import find by. So you do not need to write like this. You can see it is very clear. Like I am finding with the help of XPaths, and this is my search box. So this is some name I have given. So simply just write like this, return the search box. So if I want to use this one, again we need to create the object of, this time I will create page factory. So object name will be different. And again we need to pass the driver, otherwise it will throw null exception. So import the package, and here let me remove this. So now let us try to run it again, and let me first do one thing. This is our page. Let me put on breakpoint, and let me run it. So now let me again run it. So now we are here. So as we have written, XPath is this one. So it should have some life. So let us see whether it is having. So again it is giving us null, but we are able to pass the driver object. Still it is giving us null, and here also null you will get. So again your code will fail because it is unable to identify the search box. So for that, what we need to do, basically, when you will use page factory mechanism, so you need to initialize all the elements. So before that, what you will do, here you need to write page factory dot init elements. So basically there is one method which you need to call after you will create the object, and here you will pass this driver object, this one you have to pass. Along with that you need to paste the object of this class. So if you pass like this, I am saying that this is my class name, this is my class name object. So initialize all the element of this class, elements in the sense locator. So if you see this one, let me again put breakpoint and let me now try to run it. So basically you have to give like this, driver is this object, this you will pass here, and you need to provide the object of that class where you are having all your locator. So as of now we are only having one class, so this will initialize this and it will be able to find. So let me try to run it, debug as Java application. It is started. So now we are here. Once this will call, it will automatically initialize all the element. So it is taking some time. Otherwise you will get null if you do not write this line. So now if you go inside again, this earlier we were getting null here, but now you can see it is able to locate the search box because we have written that line, and now we will get that search box and send the mobile. So now you can see it will enter mobile. So basically the difference is that in the page factory you need to use this line as well, provide the driver object and along with the object of that class which you want to initialize. So this you have to give. So that's the only difference. And in the page factory, if you see, this is our, we are using find by annotation, right? So this is an annotation we call, so which we use to identify the element. Similarly you can write, if you have id, if you have name, you can write it like this, right? So that you can try, all the locators here. So this is basically our page object and page factory mechanism. So is it clear to everyone? Okay, I hope no questions, so I am assuming that it is clear. So let me take one more small topic which we have not discussed yet. So what are selenium weight? So if you come here, let me copy these three lines. So paste it, and now sometimes we have put this one which is thread.sleep. We used to do like this. So basically we should not use this in our program. Let me also write system.out.println. Hello. So sometimes we have put weights in our scripts because we were unable to identify the element. That element is taking some time to load on the page. So we used to do like this, and then our program will work fine. So what is the disadvantage of this? If you have, so as of now I have given 10-second wait. So what will happen when we will come to this line, right? Suppose this is present, this element is already present, it is loaded completely. Then also it will wait for 10 seconds, then only it will go to the next line. So if you are using this at 10 places, it will wait for 100 seconds, right? So this is not a good approach because even if the next element is available, then also it will wait for 10 seconds. So what we can use Selenium wait, which are provided by the Selenium. So one of the wait is implicit wait. So one of the wait is, so basically it is defined as at the global level. What is the meaning global level? So which means if I after this if I write one implicit wait statement, so it is simple. So you have to write driver dot manage dot timeouts dot implicit wait. Here you need to set 10 if I want 10 second, and I will set time unit dot seconds, right? If I give like this, then what will happen? So if I write implicit wait, so it will be applied at the global level. So I have given this line. So suppose if I'm having few more statement after this, driver dot find element by dot xpath. Suppose I have written one xpath, right? Dot click. So for this line, it will have 10-second wait. Also for this line, this will have 10-second wait. And also for the subsequent line, which whatever the code you will write, for each and every line, this code will be, this will try first wait for 10 seconds. If it is not available, then it will throw the error. But the advantage is that suppose this element is available at 4th second, right? It started to wait, but it is available at 4th second. So now it will not wait till 10 second. It will just say, okay, I have found the element, click on the element and move to the next one. But here this is not the case. So it will wait till the entire 10 second even if the element is available. So this is the reason we should not use this one, and we can use this one, right? So this is basically our implicit wait. So if you are seeing that your element is taking some more time to load, you can increase the timeout here. So let me do one thing. Let me try to run the program. Let me do one thing. Let me write. Suppose I am saying 10-second here. So you will see it will be print immediately, right? It will not wait for the entire 10 second. So after it will open Amazon, it will immediately print all the 2 lines. So you can see after it will open, it will immediately print the line. So but website should be opened first. So let me check. So you can see it is printed hi and hello. But if I write instead of this one, suppose I say I will say thread.sleep. You can say suppose I will say 50,000, right? Which is 50 seconds. So now if I run it, it will wait for 50 seconds first, then only it will move. So that is a bad practice if we use thread.sleep. So you can see so you can see website is loaded, but now it is waiting for the 50 seconds. Even if these two are available, then also it will wait for 50 seconds, then only it will move. So with the implicit wait, it will not wait for the entire time. If the next element is available, it will immediately move. So now it will, once 50 seconds will be over, it will print hi and hello. So that is the disadvantage of thread.sleep. So let us wait, it will print.
Sumit,
Yeah,
I have a doubt. So can we write both the implicit and explicit weight together in the same web page? No, right?
you can write that, definitely that is not an issue.
Okay. Okay. So we can add both of them. Fine.
So you can say hi and hello, right? After 50 seconds, we are able to see this statement. But if we are using the implicit wait, it has printed within as soon as the element is available, this element. So as of now, I have written this line. You can write driver.find element and check. So as of now, let me remove this. So this is basically about implicit wait. Now there is one more wait which we call as the explicit wait. So let me open one website. Let me close this. So suppose if you do not want to give bit at the global level, you can, I want to give bit only for one line, right? So there we can use explicit bit. So you do not have to give bit at the global level, you can use at the explicit way. So now remove this and I will go to, so if I copy this URL and place it here, and I want to click on a start button first. So once this web page will come, so this is our start button ID. I will say I can use CSS shortcut, so it is giving two elements. So let me use input @ID equals to this one. So still it is not giving me. Okay, so it is div, not input. So div. Now one out of one element is matching. So let me navigate till button. So now we are on this start button. So I will try to click the button. So what will happen when I click the button? We will see one hello world printed here. So I want to fetch this text and print it in my output. So let me try to print. And if you see, uh, there is some, when clicking the button, when I'm clicking the start button, it is taking few seconds to print that hello world, right? It is not displaying immediately, it is taking some second to print the hello world. So let us suppose I printed 10-second wait, right? So let me first click the button, driver dot find element by dot xpath dot click. So it will click the start button, and once it will click the start button dot find element by dot xpath, this time I will try to get the text. So what is the text which we are to get? It is hello world. So let me see what is the HTML code of this hello world so that I can divide equals to finish. So I will write one locator for that. Slash h4. So now I am on the h4 line. So if I apply get text, it should print the text in my console output. So this is our xpath dot get text. So now I will capture that in one variable, and I will try to print the text, which is our hello world. So for that I will put one breakpoint here. I will put one breakpoint here and try to run it. Let us see whether we are able to print or not. So we have already given 10-second wait for each and every line. So it has started the browser. So now it is loaded for some seconds. We have given 10-second wait if you remember. So now let us see what is the text. So we are getting empty string as our text. So there is no text present in our I am expecting hello world. So now it will not print anything. So let me try to print. So this in this case implicit wait not work. Suppose I will put thread.sleep. Let me say 5 seconds. So if I try to run it again, so this time I am using thread.sleep. Let's see whether it is working. Because even if we have given 10-second wait, I can see the element is already there at the 4th second, 4 to 5 seconds. Hello world is displaying, but still we are not getting. So now let us give thread.sleep whether it is working or not. So now when it clicked, okay, so after that I have to use, I think this time we will not get. I should have placed this after the next line, because once I click, then hello world will display and it will take 5 to 6 seconds. So I will place it here and run it. So this time let us see whether we are getting the text or not. So now 5 seconds it will wait, and now we are on this one. So this time we are getting this hello world if I'm using thread.sleep, and it will also print. That's straightforward. So the reason why it is behaving like this is, so I'm not saying that you should use thread.sleep. Basically, if you see this element, which is our hello world, so this is the XPath for hello world. So basically, whenever you are using implicit wait, this is our implicit wait. It looks for the presence of element in our HTML DOM. So basically, if you see what this line means, if I copy this XPath and go to that website, let me refresh the website and just inspect it. So I am not clicking on the start button, right? I am not clicking on the start button. So Control F, Control V. So if you see this hello world, it is already present in our HTML DOM. Even I am not clicking on the start button. So this is basically the one. So when I click it, you will see this style will change, right? As of now, what is the reason? You can say it is a hidden element, right? So let me try to first click this and let us see what will happen. So this should change somewhere. So you can say now this display none is changed from here to here, right? Which means now it is visible and ready to get the text. So but what was happening is that when we are using implicit wait, as soon as I clicked the start button, right? As soon as I click the start button, so display none means I think they have hidden the element. You can see here, this element is hidden. They have written it here as well. And you can see the style. It is display none. So basically, it is hidden element. So whenever, as soon as I click the start button, Selenium implicit wait looks for the presence of element in our DOM, which is already present. So that's why it tried to get the text, but this time the style is this one, so it is not able to get the text. So that's why implicit wait is not going to give you any result, because this is display none, right? But it is present in our HTML DOM. That's why. So are you able to get that why implicit wait is not working here? Okay, I hope it is clear. So now that's why we can use explicit wait here. So what explicit wait will do? So let us see what is the syntax. Let me comment this implicit wait. So WebDriver wait is one class equals to new WebDriver wait. So this is the class object you need to create. Import. Now here you have to pass a driver object. Along with that some time, like let me put 10 seconds, right? So when you create the object of this class, suppose, so this will not be at the global level. You have to define that on which line you need to wait, right? So which is our line? This is the line I want to wait for some time. So what I will do, let me comment this. I will copy this X path, or let me write like this. So once I will click on the start button, so this object will give you some condition. So I will say wait dot until, and here you need to write expected conditions. So there it will have so many conditions dot. You can see so many conditions are here. Like if I say what is our condition, wait uh, dot I think so. We don't want to click the element. Wait for expected conditions dot visibility of element. So I want to check visibility of element. So this element I will pass it here. What is our element? This complete is our web element. So this element I will pass because I need to check whether it is visible or not. So once it will say dot, now I will apply get text here only. So what will happen? This time we are checking whether the element is visible or not. So once it will be visible, we will this method will be called get text, and then we will catch that variable in one string text. So whenever you have some condition like element is visible or element is like this, then you can use this one. So now we are using web. So this will only be applicable at this line, not on this line. So this line we are not using any wait now. If you want to use implicit wait for the other line, you can put this one, implicit wait. But here we are using only explicit wait. So now let us see whether it will be. So it will wait for 10 seconds on this line when the element will be visible. If the element is visible at third second, then it will move forward. So we are taking for the visibility this time. So again it is started. So now it is not wait. It has not waited for the 10 second, right? We moved now this time. If you see, once the element is visible, because we are checking this condition, this get text method is called, and then we are able to print the text. So this is how the explicit wait working here. So that is the reason we can use explicit wait here. If you want to use implicit wait for the other line, just you can say driver dot, which we have commented, right? So let us try to run this one as well. What will happen if I run this way? So now for the rest of the line, we are using implicit wait, but here explicit wait will come into picture. So it will take the precedence, right? At line number 27. Now again, same, right? So this is how. So this is how you can use explicit wait if your element is taking some time to be visible. So you need to check the HTML code. If you find display none as the style property, you can identify that that is a hidden element. So I think this explicit wait is also clear to everyone.
Sumit, can you please explain like what would be the advantages of both having both explicit and implicit weight in the same web page?
So the reason why I'm using the same is because for this one, if you say sorry, not this one, if you say this one, which is our hello world XPath, this is our hello world XPath. So basically here I cannot use implicit wait because our element is hidden and it is taking some time to come to the web page. So I need to use this condition which explicit wait provide. So here I can use explicit wait. So if you have 100 line, suppose this is my line number 27, we are having 100 line. So if you need to provide the explicit weight at 100 line, you need to give one by one for this line, for this line. So what I have done for rest of the line, I am using implicit weight because I know for the rest of the line, there is no such condition of visibility. So for one line, I am using explicit weight and rest of the line, I am using implicit weight by giving at the global level. Otherwise, I need to give this part one by one to all the line. So that's why I'm using the implicit weight and explicit weight here. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Got it. Yeah.
So guys, that's all for today. So we are having, so we will discuss framework part, which is test ng from the next lecture coming Saturday. So till then you can practice and I will also share some assignment today. So that's all for today in this session.